We're playing with inputs. All right.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. So, thank you, Johnny, for letting us come into the battle bunker today. We read both battle reports. My name's John Bontadelli, and I'm here with Jeffrey. We're going to be playing Scorched Earth. We've kind of done a walkover on the table before we started. We've already chosen our secondaries. We'll go over those in a moment. But we have done the standard ruins on the four corners are going to be our obscuring pieces of terrain. We have 3 pieces of dense cover, basically just out of the book. And there are 4 little barricades, and then everything else is kind of a line of sight style blocker. This one is occupiable on top, but it's, you know, it's not really going to provide a cover bonus for being up on top of it. We'll call these, what do you call that, exposed?
Exposed,
yeah,
that's it.
Exposed position. So barricades do have that -2 to charge across, and you can set to defend just like you can in a ruin.
Yep.
But yeah, so I think I've chosen, for secondaries, I've chosen engage on all fronts and scramblers, which are kind of my go-tos. And I'm going to take While We Stand, We Fight this time against this pretty fast Custodes army, which is going to be a challenge. So, Jeffrey, did Wood?
And so I went ahead and went with kind of my go-tos, line breaker, as well as grind them down. And I'm going to go for assassinate just so that we have some good flavor.
I do have 5 characters.
It's going to get interesting and get warm quick.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast.
Salamander joke.
Good one.
So real quick, John, who provided the board?
Oh, yeah. Johnny had asked me to work on this. I'm actually the head artist at Battle-Weighted Brushworks, and yeah, thank you. Thanks for the plug. All the boards that we see that we go through here have been built or painted in some fashion by our team. So I've done a lot of work on it. This is our first time playing it. We're going to break it in today. So yeah, give it a shot. It looks like it's going to be fun.
You did great.
A short order. I think I only got 4 nights worth of work, or 5 nights worth of work to get all that done.
Quality.
Doing my best with what I got. I do work a full-time job. So,
and real quick, you'll see it throughout the stream, but Nexus Gaming Frames, our local game shop in Red Bluff, and they've helped us out with a couple things, and they're a great shop.
Yep.
Go get your Warhammer stuff there.
All right.
Fantastic.
Move this over. Psychic phase.
Awesome possum.
Everything okay? I'm still on stream.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Captain Candy,
Yes.
she is not on the field.
I can't do anything about it. Thank you. My wife, I just put new tires on her car yesterday, and it's got a little bit of a wobble on the freeway. I was like, oh.
Overhead, go to overhead, John?
Yeah, we'll kick on the overhead, and we'll do our rollouts. So we already rolled for attacker defender positions. So I'm going to choose to defend the black wall side, which will be this side over here.
Yep.
And you would set up in the alternate side. So 12-inch or 10-inch deployments. I'm sorry. We got for the hammer and anvil deployment here, or not hammer and anvil, the Dawn of War deployment.
Will you guys be using the chest clock or no chest clock today?
No, we're just going to play on because the way we do this, we're going to be. He's on the fresh on this one. He hasn't played against my arm before. First time on stream too. We want to kind of try for a couple of pictures to get it up nicely. We're going to put some.
And you guys may hear some noise in the background, but we got 3 tables here. We're testing it out.
So
As you can see.
Yeah, getting ready for the tournament in March, aren't we?
Yeah.
Beautiful tables, by the way.
Here we got another. This one's hand built by John. It's the carry table.
Yeah.
And then back there we have the orcs playing the space wing on the sun table. So what do we got here?
5, 3.
Got ultramarines
That's
and
the
gray
end.
knights.
That's the end.
Ultramarines and gray knights. Hey, look,
Hold it down.
Small argument on the Tyranid world. Burn it to the ground. We need some specimens. Burn it to the ground.
And now I'm going to be quiet, and John, you're in charge.
I want to be in charge. So usually the first unit I'll try and stick back somewhere would be the Manticore. So we'll set that in the back somewhere here, nice and hidden, as best it can be. I want to move that forward just a little bit.
I like to set the tone. So you're in that corner, so we'll just go right there.
Sounds good?
Okay.
And going on the same kind of deal, I'll put the first of my tanks in a somewhat precarious position. And most people ask me why I put the tanks up first. Kind of lets me see where my opponent's going to be deploying some fun things, but you know, I'll give you the information. I'm not trying to play too sneakily. Oh yeah, the Vexilla bubble.
Yeah, we're just gonna so that way I can spread out across the board as much because of how many units you have.
True, I do have quite a few.
So I've got to spread the love a little bit.
All right, the other obscuring piece of terrain will be hiding another tank. So, just so we're clear, if I'm going to open the terrain, I'll touch it and open it up. Other than that, I'll keep it back just a hair from the terrain so they're obscured. Yeah,
Got it.
I'll make that clear in my intentions when I set models if that's the case.
Okay.
Okay, I think I'm
These 4 guys, and we will build the wall. I believe there was an old joke about Trump and build the wall.
Hey, 450 miles of it, yeah. That was great. He's making Trump wall jokes. It's good.
It's still a little echoey, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do with it at this point. So I didn't mention at the beginning for deep striking. So obviously all the scions are going to be deep striking. I am spending 1 command point pregame to put 1 unit of aggressors and 1 unit of guardsmen in flank reserve. The other 2 guardsmen units are in chimeras. So I should have mentioned that before we started deploying, but that's kind of where we're at. So
Totally fine.
What was the mission, he says?
nice. I'll be starting at 6 command points. So I was already at a deficit, and we'll go even farther into the hole.
So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing where I'm going to keep them a little back so I can push them up and then...
Yep, no, it's good to play defensive because we still don't know who's going first yet.
And I'm at 7. Thanks for reminding me.
No problem.
You know about the new FAQ and the roll-off, right?
Yes. Yeah, the roll at the end is not to determine who chooses to go, it's just go. Yep. So, Chimera guard over here.
I hit the land rating.
See, this list originally was built with the old rules having to do with Bring It Down, where I had exactly 15 points. You had to kill every tank in the army to get 15 points. So it was like a choice between assassinate or Bring It Down. And still, it looks relatively easy to do, but in my experiences, it's been deceptively hard. I've played against White Scars, I've played against Wolves, I've played against... who else did I play against down there? I played against Orcs. Oh gosh, that was the only loss for me in Reno. That was a tough one.
Dude.
Well, it's just I had a lot of shots.
Yeah.
But, and I pushed him back into the deployment zone. Like, he didn't come out. He, like, stayed back there, and I pushed him all the way back. And he got me by 4 points at the end of the game.
Because the weight of dice.
Yeah, it just, that's the way it goes. And it's Orcs.
That's how they do.
That's how they do that.
Well, they're good boys. Yeah. I believe, is it mine?
I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah.
3, 4, 5.
You're 5. I'm 1 more. So,
And then actually you'd be 1 more because you were...
yeah, on the defense. So,
What's the strength of it?
Then if they got a good advance, they can take the roll.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Movement, super crucial.
so never mind the movement trails as I bring them out, but I'll take them off for the gameplay. That's a tactical squad with a heavy bolter in it. The combi melt on this guy, it's on there, but it's not active. He forgot to charge it.
Change him?
Yep, sounds good.
They could have gone there.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Eradicators.
Okay, extra. Gotcha.
And a good, and the range on this cannon again is,
It's a lot.
it is a lot.
Yeah, it basically reach across the table.
Got it.
It's, if I'm doing it as the beam, it's 36 inches. If I'm doing it as the burst, it's 24.
That's awesome.
What's yours?
Eradicator. Good thing the models are,
So in burst, you're reaching out to there. In beam, you're reaching out to there.
got it. Seems good.
One? Okay.
I'm actually going to do it.
Heavy. I made
And
2.
this is -2?
Yep.
I do save it because you have 2 less save on the land raider?
Now I'm placing these models so that every one of them is within 5 or 6 inches of this unit.
Roger.
For the
Alright, 2 psychic.
brothers protection shield.
For that you were talking about.
Yeah, that I was talking about pregame
You
with
got
the
one
2.
person vote for the Custodes.
Yeah, I hope they win. I really do.
And so there's Warlord.
Nice.
And I'm just doing, actually, we'll scoot them over, so, because I'm doing the bubble for most except for those that are obscured.
Got it. Seems good. I'm going to place
If you could do it on a dreadnought.
this guy
I've never seen someone use it on a
there.
Whee! You putting them all the way up there?
Yeah, this model is technically closer on the line. So, I mean, you can maneuver, of course. Yep. But, yeah, all the fun things. I kind of like him to be a target. He's good at that. He's very pretty. We don't talk about how many people have died in the Iron Dragon sarcophagus.
Let's see it.
So many.
Presently, it is rare. All right, and you have next one?
Next
After that?
one is going to go right.
Spikes on the flank.
You don't
Yep.
have that, do you? I do not have that. What is
We
Those are 4 wound bikers, correct?
They are 4 wound bikers.
Yeah, those are fun.
Alright.
And they have a movement of 16 or 18.
They are quick.
I know they're fast. Oh, you
They
can-
are 14.
14. Okay.
And if they advance, it's an auto 6.
Yeah, just like rest of the bikes. So Vulcan will be, of course, guiding the Eradicators into re-rolling the whole shenanigans.
Okay.
And then I am all in at that point. So I'm on the board.
Everything else is deploy.
It's either in transports or in flank reserve or deep striking.
All right. You're going to go ahead and put these guys
Okay.
right
Nice.
here.
And they still got the after lane so you can shoot and they don't.
Okay.
Yep.
And then the last, our creme,
Yep, creme de la creme.
Cortez.
Yeah, and here's all shenanigans here.
We'll just go ahead and we'll just keep this nice and solid.
You didn't hear that we have heretical children that we're trying to save. But
Okay. So there's 3 of those.
Higher than
yeah,
I put out quite a few saying, hey, come check it out.
we have been pushing the stream a little more too. We're just trying to get it off the ground and see how it goes. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun to do it, and I enjoy playing games. And this has been a blast painting. So
Can't tell you how happy I am to find you guys. 'Cause I gotta tell you.
well, I'm glad you made it.
Yeah.
Last December I found him, and then it just blew up from there.
Yeah, no, I actually told him to have to pump the brakes. He was buying army after army, and I couldn't keep up. I painted that one for him, and I started painting Ultramarines, and then 2 terrain sets, and like it's just.
You guys ready for the roll-up?
Yeah, we're ready. We're there.
You already told people your secondary?
Oh yeah, well, secondaries. We did announce secondaries, and we talked about the table at the beginning. So we should be good there. It's going to be. I'm going to grab one of these fancy salamander dice.
And you talked about Battle Ready Brushworks.
Yep.
And we talked about Nexus.
Yep. Nexus Games is providing us with some level of prize support. I think we're going to be giving some stuff away from them actually pretty soon. So Nexus Game Emporium in Red Bluff. They're just a starting up company of all places, of all times to open. They opened in 2020. Yeah, we're going to be giving that guy away.
At one point, we're going to figure out a way to give this away.
Yep.
Give it to us to give away. We'll figure it out.
Yep. So we'll figure out how to get that and get it to you guys. All right. So we have our boxes here. We're going to try and remember. I have a bad habit of trying not to roll on the table. All right. So here we go. 2. I rolled 1.
Yeah.
Whoa. So that means you're going to be taking the first turn.
Roger that.
So we're going to flip over here to the scoring view real quick.
Yep.
So you get no.
2 heavy incinerators.
You get no primary points on the first turn. So
Correct.
You get anything else right now at the beginning of this turn?
Of course not. No.
Okay, so it's Custodes turn 1.
Other than +1 CP, correct?
That happens in the command phase. You're all at it.
All right. So we'll come back to there you go.
All right. Other than that, there's nothing else in command
And
phase.
here they come. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Here we go.
Home.
Big one.
Made 1.
Okay.
That's
Set the
I'm
tone.
looking at. This is the first time we've had Custodes on the channel, so
It is.
I feel 2. What can they do?
A lot. They stand really, really well and fight really, really well, and they shoot mediocrely well. Basically, every model is a captain, so it has a 2-up to hit in combat, 2-up to shoot. As far as the statistic line goes, they all have 3 wounds minimum. Some have more. And even the dreadnoughts. I mean, everything. It's like, so all of them are these peak level trained to protect the Emperor.
Oh, and 100.
Now, I'm busy setting up stuff. Did you call those things in the center dents when you?
Yeah, these 3 are dense.
So
Yep. And here come the melta missiles.
Oh,
Yep. We got to get around that terrain
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
just so that way we can.
we'll save it. Here's a question. Did you want to go first, Jeff?
He doesn't have a choice.
No, he's saying like, did you want to go first?
Oh, yeah, at the beginning,
Honestly,
the Simon?
I've always been one of those where it's like, it doesn't matter.
I don't think
I prefer to go second in most games, so that actually works out good for me. I get to try that. Hopefully, I have enough models left at the end of the game to try that new 5th round thing. So we'll see how it goes.
And also, Jeff, throughout the day, I'm sure Mason will ask you this question, but why don't you think about it for a while? If you could marry any 40K character, who would it be and why? When you have some downtime.
Okay.
I'll put that in the back of my brain there. If I could marry a 40K character. I'm marrying my best friend, so married to my wife.
I gotta think about
That was Mason's question.
Of course it is. Thanks, Mason.
Alright, put the in.
Okay.
If I move up there, you're gonna do that magic ability, but
Well, it doesn't work on him. It only works on infantry models.
okay. So we're gonna put him up there, but still in room, in range, and we're gonna do the same with these guys.
Yeah, that definitely puts you closer, but not
Yes.
from them.
And this is strength 6, so these are.
So that's these guys trying to inch. We'll go like this. I'll put one just that little, because these guys have the.
Yeah, and we don't want them to fall off and bust. They're nice, beautiful models.
So
So.
that's actually why
Oh, they're weighted.
on
Cool.
every single
That's a smart move.
flyer, and these guys did push up against the wall.
Okay, so they open the door.
Yep. Other than that, let me move that. Moved. Everything's moved.
for one phase, so.
Okay, so movement phase is done.
Mm-hmm. Now
Second
comes the pain.
phase.
Make me grab my ankles. Oh, you have a cycler. That's right.
And now, smite's only 24 inches, correct?
18.
18.
Yeah, 24 is only with a couple of different units, and it has to be the closest visible target.
And so everything he does is 18, so everything's outside of. So that's second phase done.
Hey,
All right. And
yeah, my
so,
psychic defense. Successful.
you always have to bring.
I know. Well, if you bring one, then you can't take. Keep going. I'm talking. If you bring one, then you can't take Abhor the Witch. But that's usually a turnoff to a lot of people. But I find that if you bring a couple of them, it doesn't hurt. And now Abhor the Witch changed too, so the characters only provide 3 points, not 5. Which was huge, because before you take 3 psychers and your opponent just goes, oh, I take Abhor the Witch, and I just need to kill your 3 psychers for 15 points. And now, yeah, now it's a little bit different. You should be able to get most, if not all,
So all of them reach him.
but none of them are within the Melta trigger range, but they're within the Melta missile.
Melta missile.
Yeah,
So, and I don't think they got that updated.
so they're still on the 2 dice, take the highest?
The CP one or no?
The old
So
Melta range?
they don't even have that. It's just they re-roll wounds against vehicles.
Oh, okay.
That's, there's no magic to it.
Got it. Yeah, my last time when I ran Custodes, I ran them back when the hurricane bolters were a thing.
And oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot these Virtus Praetors Melta missile into that. Is that your tank commander?
Yeah, this is one of the tank commanders.
Okay, so we got 4 hitting on 1s, no rerolls,
So take 1 damage.
or hitting on 2s.
Hitting on 2, yep.
Okay, so all hit. And now this is strength 8,
He is a T8, so you need 4s to wound. 4s, you get to reroll the wounds because he's a vehicle.
and so we're rerolling that 1, 2.
Yep, fire away.
And that 3.
3, so
He is -4.
so I have no armor save, goes right through it, roll out the damage.
Okay. That is 11, 13.
That's enough. Hopefully he doesn't blow up here. We'll try and not have him explode. That's like, he does explode actually, that was beautiful. So, D3 mortal wounds to a couple of vehicles in the corners here. I'm going to do D3 to this transport. He takes, oh, sorry, rolling on the dice here. D3, he takes 3. The other one takes 1. So this one here will take 3 wounds.
So you hit the battery, huh?
I hit it perfect.
Yeah, beautiful. It was a great thing. If you don't kill these tanks, then they will kill you. Yeah, they do a good job of putting in work. Actually, that was going to be my maneuver in the first turn too.
It was one of those, who's first?
That's right. So this one took 3, so that brings it down to 7. Okay. Let me get that on here. So I find it 6, 7.
If you want D12s,
It's good. I like to use these just because it's something I've been using for a while, and it helps me remember where I'm at. So when I drop to 1 dice, I know I'm at the last 6 of the life of the model. So
Jason put a lot of explosion markers on there.
yeah, that was pretty awesome.
But you can,
So this one actually only lost 1 wound, so it's down to 10 because it started with 11.
Okay.
There we go. All right. So first one down and denied 5 of my while we stand.
Am I in solid range?
For
I'm bolter on the eradicators.
so that's where the trigger goes. So we're going to spend 2 command points, and the eradicators have character protection at this point.
Okay. So can I still target then the dreadnought?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as he's closer. The model is here, so he may not be.
So I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no. Yeah.
Because they're on this side.
Correct.
These guys will, but these guys will not.
That sounds good.
So Sagittarian Guard are basically shut down. Not close enough. Not close enough. Not close enough. So we're to these guys.
Yep. Committed units first is what I usually like to tell people.
Let's go and burn it.
And they are only 18-inch range. Okay.
On a 5 plus.
Oh, wow.
And so we will do the Melta.
What does,
I do get it.
Yep.
So it's not
Okay. His Melta into him. Ones. We roll the ones for himself and Trajan's right there.
Alright,
Thank goodness.
for both, right? Yeah.
No.
There it is.
Strength 8 to toughness 7.
The last candidate,
Okay.
you had 2 hits. You
Just
only
barely.
one.
Got 3.
And it's neg 4.
AP -4.
So we got to fall back on the invul save, which is a 5 up.
Okay.
Did not get it. I rolled a 1. How many damage?
No.
4 damage.
So has a 5 up, feel no pain as well.
And actually, that would be 3 because you're -1, correct?
Correct. I will re-roll that actually. So I denied 1 and take 2 damage. That's right, because he is duty eternal.
Love that new roll.
2.
All right.
So we are down to 6 on that model.
I get a third for not falling back in the air.
And so now what we are going to do is,
4.
oh, I definitely got right. We're going to go ahead and put his,
This unit is closer.
okay, into that guy.
Sounds good.
That's what we'll have to do. So we're going to shoot the Telemons Arachnus cannon in beam form into your, what is that, Chimera?
That's a Chimera. Yep.
Chimera?
And you have line of sight around the corner there. It looks good. All kinds of good.
Solid? Okay. And now we'll be re-rolling ones both to hit and to wound.
Sounds good.
Okay, so
Focus beam.
2 shots, both hit on 5s. And this is strength 8.
If you go second, you can gain it.
T7.
So 3s, re-rolling 1s. Re-rolling that 1.
You guys care if I take your face?
No, good.
There we go.
Yeah, beautiful.
AP is -4.
Yep. You got no save.
3 flat damage.
So
6
6 total.
Yep.
So it's down to 1 wound. It's creeping along here.
First, I have 1, 2.
And I didn't say the other ones, but they're not in range. So it doesn't matter.
You do owe me a morale check on that.
Other than that,
He has a leadership of 7.
that's the only one I'm close enough, but I wasn't worried about it. So I can't charge anything. So that is turn, sir.
Sounds good. No leadership checks triggered, but we're going to see any score points at the end of your turn. Yours were assassinate. You did get that for 3.
I did get
So
assassin.
just remember that for scoring at the end. All right. It's the end of his top of 1, yeah.
Okay, hold on, let me get this.
Sure. While you do that, I'm going to grab the camera and walk around.
And you can talk about what went well this turn.
Well, I got really lucky on popping that tank commander. That is going to be the highlight of turn 1.
You need 2 points.
Hoping to not have you just not pop any of my models, so that way I can also get the other grind them down.
Yep.
Other than that, it's just got to wait for the wave to hit and then push back.
Yep.
What did he score, anything?
He killed one of the tanks, so he got assassinated in the first turn, and he may get
How much is that?
3 points.
3 points for that?
First character down. Yep.
Okay, so, your turn 1, the score is 3-0.
Okay.
The score is 3-0, Jeff, the Custodes.
You're at 14.
Fantastic.
What are you gonna try and do here, John?
So I have to push back and kill something, so I'm going to have to make. I'm going to move chimeras as far as they can run, getting up the field for objectives. That's what they do. And then I'm probably going to try and kill something a little squishier than the rest of it, which is not much because everything here is at least a 2-up. These are bucklers, right? I run in the buckler shield.
Bucklers, so the 2-ups.
Yeah, so the 2-up armor. So there's really nothing that's squishy in the army, but squishy-er, I should say.
So
They do.
So everything's basically a minimum 4-up invul, including the Telemon. 3-up invul, 3-up invul, 3-up invul. Other than that,
So if I move here,
I think we're 5 up standard, but you got the.
because of the Army, they get a +1 to the
That's
invul
right.
save.
Makes them the standard, just like the.
That's how they go back down to a 3-up invul.
Correct.
Because they were changed with everybody else, but the Army roll brings their invul +1 to the invul.
Because his guys are really fast.
All right. So fun things. During my command phase, I get 1 point back, so I'm back up to 5.
Let's go ahead and do.
I'm going to be using Vulcan's reroll
I get 11 on
order on the Eradicators, so they're going to reroll all hits and all wounds. Okay. I think that's all my command phase triggers, and then we're just going to go into movement and try and get some stuff out on the board and do some damage.
can you move?
So we're just going to bop this guy out 5 inches, just so he can
So you claim this. Oh,
shoot downwind.
this one, you claim that one.
Should be able to be within range. You got it. You got him.
Right outside those guys.
The Dreadnought, I'm actually going to play more, I think, of a reserved play with the Dreadnought instead of trying to get out in the field. Usually I like to run him upfield, but I think this game I'm going to try something a little bit different. So we're going to actually pull
There's 5 Terminators in here.
just forward a little,
5 Paladins. Paladins.
The top way on top.
but enough where I, oh, and these guys are starting scrambling. Gotcha. So they're not doing anything, they're doing scramblers behind in my deployment zone. Gotcha. This one is going to run. So we're going to take the transport over there, the Chimera, and it's going to try and book it. So 12 plus 3 is going to be 15 inches.
He's cruising.
Yep. And
Stick bombs, if I'm close enough for stick
oh,
bombs.
oh,
Bada boom, bada boom.
I don't want to lay off too much. It should be
Far as you can. If I was you,
15 inches. So don't push it too far.
that way I can't throw it.
This one is now reduced to 3 movement.
Well, I'd have to put
So it's going to try and run a little farther. And it's going to go 5. Not really going to get much out of that, but we're going to try.
With 2 up armor,
Just to be on objectives for being on objectives.
Plus 10 work boards.
Um,
There's also like, so,
and I really don't have any place else to hide this thing. It's going to be a problematic issue, and I don't have an answer for those guys walking up the flank. So
He's got
so now if I blow up that truck, you have to be able to
we're actually going to pull it out, okay, to allow me to use a stratagem to get +1 to hit,
Gotcha.
which will come in hopefully handy, because it's going to die anyway. I can't fall back far enough to get away. If I come through here, I got a fire line and I'll be shot down. That looks like movement for turn 1. So my return fire is not going to be that not that dangerous, I don't think. Not targeting any of the vehicles at this point. So
So like if you want
let's leave with committed units.
to the top of this base,
The
Okay, so Kill Can's have a movement.
Eradicators, we're going to try and put into your fancy
Ventari.
Venatori here. I thought about moving them forward and putting them into that Dreadnought. That may have been a better choice.
I'm gonna touch this.
Do I do that before I move out of the movement phase? If I do, then the multi-melter will be -1.
But you gotta be at that Dreadnought, right?
Yeah, I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to do that. So I think I'm going to push them forward just a little bit, so it'll be -1 with the multi-melter.
No, because you don't get a -1 for shooting through the dents, right? Because you already.
I will, yeah, I'll be at a -1 for moving, so that's the same. And -1 doesn't compound, so it's still just -1. So they'll be hitting on 4s. And
Let me make sure. No, he's well without. So these are all in the bubble for the invul, but he is outside of that -1.
got it. So we'll actually, but the -1 I'm firing through dents.
Gotcha.
Because I'm firing through dents, he's going to get the -1 anyway.
Got it.
I kind of counted on that being that way as it is. But
Yeah.
continuing on here. So we'll start there. So that naturally would have -1 to hit, so now I'm hitting on 4s. Between the multi-melta, so choosing the same target, I get to fire twice with each of the Eradicators. So even the multi-melta will get to fire twice, so that's 4 shots from the multi-melta and 6 from the others. So it'll be a total of 10 shots.
Roger that. I'm gonna grab this just so I can remind myself. 6,
8, 10.
7 is
I
moved.
think you have one, are you going to use that deny reroll stratagem? I think there's one that you can do that with.
Yes, that was 2 CP. I'm gonna hold off on that.
Okay,
Go ahead, sir.
all right. Just thought I'd ask. Here we go. We're going to play all the weight here. Firing, hitting on 4s. And 2, 3 misses, and then re-rolling. Again, hitting on 4s. So only 1 miss out of the 10, so that's 9 hits. And he is T8, correct?
He is T8.
So I am strength 8, so we're winning on 4s again. Here we go. There's a cop dice in the corner there. I'll roll that one. Alright, so these are all ones. Those are not good. And then rerolling the wounds is actually hopefully beneficial because I missed a lot of those woundings. Keep them in the box.
Got a runner.
Alright, so we have 3, 4,
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff you wanna.
5, 6 total wounds at -4. So on your invo, falling back. 5 up, right? 4 up, 4 up as well. Yep.
Around it.
I have a few models I have here.
These can fit through.
All right, looks like we have 4. Are those D6 damage?
Yes.
I'll CP one of those.
CP reroll one of them. Okay.
They said when you talk louder.
Okay.
We'll get into
really
they
soon.
said-
Okay, so 3 went through.
Sounds good. So 3 on 3d6, and he's got 14 wounds. Am I correct?
14 correct.
All right. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total.
And so it's -1 to each
Each of the rolls. So 5, 2, 7, 8 total. 8 because I rolled a 1 with 1.
And so on 6s, he will ignore.
Yep. He has a feel no pain as well. We love those dreadnoughts.
Holy moly. All right, so he took 5 total.
Nice.
What's the 6 on this?
The 6 is the custodian symbol.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. I couldn't see that.
No problem.
All right, so 5, that's putting him down to 9.
Yep.
Okay.
Going through the shock tunnel.
Move. Let's get these guys.
That was a really good play there, keeping him alive. All right, so next is going to be, we're going to offload the first and probably only missile of the game into your fancy things. We're going to drop one stratagem, giving me +1 to hit, so he hits on 3s now.
Last time you were here, you rolled a 1. It's every time I miss it.
No, I did not. I rolled 4s most of the time, but so we're going to drop down to 4. This gives +1 to hit, so I'm now hitting on 3s. Number of shots. Here we go. Well, there it is.
The 12.
I rolled 12 shots. Okay,
That's it. That's awesome.
That was needed because if I don't do this damage here, let's see if they actually hit target though. Heavy bolters go in there as well. I should have mentioned that, but it's my only target, so there we go. Miss. That's about average. So 8 hits. No, 7 hits.
That's pretty.
7 hits. And their strength 10, your T6, right?
On those guys, T6, yes.
So winning on 3s. And 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
That was really bad.
AP is
-2.
Him right.
-2, so that's going to put him on a 4 anyways.
You would be able to if you have room in there, but
1 save, 1 went through.
So only 3 damage. So it's not quite enough to knock one off its horse. See if I can drop 3 with the heavy bolter, hitting on 4s.
We'll see what happens.
Twice, well, just nothing. Okay. All right. So no hits with the heavy bolters.
So he has 1 left.
Yep.
We'll put it on that one.
Cool, I like the marker.
I was going to say, since you guys start doing, when you do that, I will buy them.
So he is.
Yeah, they're right quietly from there.
We're not quite to the merchandising level yet.
I know, but
So the 2 heavy flamers are going to go into this unit here.
We gotta get to fixing the audio.
Yeah, that's the primary problem. So we're going to go 2 heavy flamers into this unit here. Okay. Number of shots.
How dare you?
It's only going to be 5.
I want you to know, I have never had a bad game.
And they are T5, so winning on 4, so only 3. Only 3? Yep, 3 runs.
And AP,
Maybe -1.
so 1 ignored by the shield, so regular 2 up.
Do you think I need
1 went through.
So just single damage, it's a heavy flamer.
Gotcha. We'll put it on this outside one. He is down to 2 wounds.
Seems good. I didn't do orders. I'm so behind it. This is going to be an order of shoot and scoot with this unit instead of reroll 1s. So he's just going to jump back and try and save himself for the turn. So it's the get around behind them order. Yeah.
So when do you do your orders?
Technical orders right now are supposed to be done at the end of the movement phase. I'm just sort of taken back by losing this corner where I had a model die. It was like it exploded, like whoa. Okay, and I didn't. I just missed. I only have 1 more model that can
And
get
the
over.
way I play brother, it's like, no, just go.
It's not a tournament. We're just having fun. Exactly. So all it's going to do is attempt to jump back. So it just doesn't get to reroll any 1s or any of that fun stuff. I think I am going to throw, just for shits and giggles.
So I think what I'm going to do,
Never mind. I can't even see it. So all right.
just to make sure I stay with
So it is going to be committed to your shield boys.
Yep.
They already measured for range, so number of shots. Move 5 inches, so it's going to be able to fire the top cannon twice. Number of shots.
The -1, but because you still have the
It's
next.
still going to stack on a -1. I'll be hitting on 4s. I'm just going number of shots first. So grand total of 6 shots.
And so he always rolls high on it, doesn't he?
He does okay. Well, 6 shots. It wasn't hot. Oh no. So the on 4s. All right, and no re-rolls, only 2 hits. That's 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Yep, and these are the neg 3 d6 damage.
Okay, so this is on the 3 up.
Yep.
Save 1. 1 goes through.
All right, damage on the stack. It's going to be a single.
No, you want to see.
I know, I'm thinking I want to, but I'm looking at my command points for what I have left. Being that only 4 command points, I have to be careful with where I use them. I think I will try and take 1 away. We'll try it again. It's going to be a 1, watch.
Don't say.
So 3, got it down model. Okay, so that's a command point down for me. This is definitely a lackluster turn, down to 3 now. The Las Cannon, hitting the same target, of course, as I mentioned before. It does not hit, -1. So, then the plasma. Hey, you know, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Okay, so we're going to go on to the plasma cannons on the side. The unit is less than max roll, so it's a total number of 3 shots. Hitting on 4s, overcharged, of course. Sorry, so missed twice, 1 hit.
1 at -1.
Does wound. -3?
-3.
Yeah, plasma cannon.
So 3 up. Oh, goes through.
2 damage.
You guys should have 2 wounds.
So you get all 3.
That puts him down to 1.
You barely get down.
Yeah, that was my literal lackluster turn. So it looks like you ended up with the extra points on that one as well. I think
What's into your turn, John?
I want to double check something. I did not make it into engage range, so I didn't make it far enough with the Chimera. So I got no points at the end of my turn.
So at the end of
I felt like bring only 30
Imperium turn 1, he's got no points. So we're going to battle round 2.
Yeah, that was a.
Did you put primary, Jeff?
For primary,
You were on 1 objective, so 5 points.
because this isn't within, so yeah, just 5.
He's got 5?
Yep.
Last turn.
And now we're starting the next turn. Yeah, now you're going to get 5 points on primary. Is the beginning of turn 2.
I thought we were finishing that other one.
So at the beginning of turn 2, we have the Custodes up 8. And the Imperium.
Oh yeah, this is feel the pain, Johnny. Feel the pain.
Jeff, go ahead and start with it.
All right.
No, not well, John.
So it felt like everything kind of flopped for me, even though except for the good roll on the number of shots of the missile. Netting with the missile, firing 12 shots, hitting with a +1 to hit. I only netted 2 wounds, which was a little light by the averages, but I was hoping for a little better, at least to drop 1 of the bikes, maybe 2. I really also he rolled really hot on for saving his dreadnought there. I hit it with 10 melta shots, which 9 of them connected, and he got good with the invuls and that. So I mean those are dice, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to give me what I want or give me what I need, but we'll see.
Well, we haven't seen Custodes here before. What was your main concern coming in going against them?
Exactly what just happened in the first turn. Shooting them and they don't die.
And them blowing up your tank?
No, that was just an added bonus. That was like salt on top of the wound. It's just, it felt great. So that was, I kind of expected that, but I was going to do the same thing with mine. I was going to advance it out here because Talaran can advance and fire. So if he was hiding behind that wall, I was going to literally pull the exact same thing with my tank. So he did exactly basically what I was going to try and do.
They're so shiny.
Oh, they're nice. That golden armor boys.
So one of the things that when you're really pleased with yourself, the grass, I found if you use the gloss sealer, you can make it look like it's wet.
Oh, nice.
And so that's
We just watered the lawn. Yeah. That's a neat trick. I'm going to remember that.
And Atari was 12?
Yeah, they move like jump infantry.
13.
Are they farther?
No.
They're 12. The bikers are 14.
Bikers are 14. That's
Okay, well then we will put
okay. So these guys, we're going to.
all of them. I will roughly intervene into you. Okay.
Will you check that?
Oh, range? Trying to get 12 inches?
Don't put up with this space holding on.
Just trickle down.
-4.
Okay, so 6 shots apiece.
As Custodes like to play from the middle of the table, so that's what they do really well. They move up, they get right there. Yeah, you don't want to put him in front of everybody else.
No, but right up in there.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, so he's got a potential charge on.
Even though obscured, you can move through it.
Yes, infantry can move through. Infantry beasts and swarms can always move directly through any piece of obscuring terrain without any penalty. Just moving or charging across the barricades is the penalty marker. Yep.
Got it.
What's your goal here, Jeff? What are you going to try and do this turn?
So what I'm trying to do this turn is Custodes don't do good with holding backfield unless you have extra
Keeping the
infantry.
pressure on. Yep.
So you have to literally force them to either make contact, because that's where they gain is in the friction. So basically, I'm prepping for making points this round and getting these into to get the troops out so I can actually start doing the work.
The squishy insides.
Yes, we got to get.
Where's the cream filling?
That's the goal. And so
Right into that Twinkie.
Yeah, exactly. And you did do your count up.
I gained up.
Okay.
I did do the run.
Just to remember.
So I am at 9.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
What to do with all those command
So
points?
stand by. It's going to get interesting this round.
I hope so.
Here we go. That is movement. Movement is done.
He should still be within 3, and yep, he is. Okay, so he's still benefiting from any character protection difference in angle.
Cool. All 4 of my favorite.
Is he touching him?
Yes. Can I start with that guy?
For
Psychic phase.
we're going to finally do something magical. Here we go.
Smite.
So you're on
It's only got 1 rune left, remember?
Yes, and so that's actually. Oh, that's right. No, that's totally good. No, we were going to do smite.
So Smite is your best shot.
So smite will start
You
with.
get 5.
We
He gets
on a
plus
10.
1. Yeah, on a 10. You didn't explode. That's good.
Yes.
And with a plus 1, it's not natural 11, so it's still D3 wounds, but that's enough to destroy it. I think I still have a vehicle within, within 6, and you are within 6 as well. Yep. So hope for a second. I'm gonna hope for a second explosion. See it happen.
If you want to spend it,
Not quite. Okay, so there are 10 guys inside.
That's what I was hoping for.
That's how many ones come out of this.
Oh, that's right.
2 die, 3 die, exiting the vehicle.
I forget about that.
You're part of the vehicles, my friend.
So 3 are gonna die exiting the vehicle.
It's hot right now, right?
Oh, it's all right. That's how it works. So that's what we're supposed to do. Enjoy the game.
That's
If it's
it.
over quickly,
But that's how they gain names. That's
yeah, you do. You have names written on some of your models. I saw that.
What are the names of it?
so. One of them is actually right here. Let's see.
Oh, you have one that.
So people who I've played that where it's like, dude, he just gains your name.
So you're gonna name one of them John?
Yeah, it's one of those. And eventually, I want to get those nameplates
Yeah.
so that way it's one of those where it's like, no, they earn their names as they battle.
Right.
And then you remember the games where it's like, oh yeah, no, I remember Kyle.
That's a neat thing I never thought of.
Kyle killed the entire team of Smites, and then my guy killed his Eldar Psyker. Oh, I can't remember the names.
So when you play Johnny game, the bike will have John's name on it.
And he'll remember.
No! The scroll is giving him power. All right, so we're going to attempt to disembark within 3 inches of the vehicle and cower like the guardsmen we are.
Now, why are you hiding behind the building like that?
They're just off the building wall, but still within 3 inches of the tank. Is disembarked to try and avoid line of sight from the remainder of the shooting that's still set to come in.
And so now that they're out, he can't do any more psychic, so he shut him down with a smooth move. That was awesome.
I was trying my best. So second tank down.
Come on, guard!
Come on, it's guard. Come on, guard. It's like, okay. So we're rooting for the Custodes. The guardsmen are like, yeah, this is awesome.
So I'm gonna try that one cool move I talked to you about.
Yep.
Because we're done with psychic phase, so shooting phase.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and use moment shackle. And that is Trajan has a once that gives them 3 different options.
It's a once per game thing.
This is Trajan.
It's the once per game thing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he only gets
So once
either
on
one
the whole battlefield, he chooses 3 options.
And one of those options is he can use it, and the next stratagem costs 0 CP.
And he's about to trigger a 4 command point stratagem off the Inquisitor, if I remember correctly.
It is an Inquisition stratagem from Pariah, and it is execution bombardment. So in the shooting phase, my Inquisitor is basically going to select 1 point on the battlefield, roll 1d6 for each unit within 2d6 of that point, subtracting 1 from the result if it's a character. On 4 outs, they suffer d3.
It's basically an orbital bombardment in the middle of the game.
So we will choose.
Yeah. If you pick a good point there, you should be able to get all of them on a 3.
Okay.
If we place here. On a 4, you'd get, you could choose, you could sway one way or the other, and this is your target, so probably I'd sway a little more towards him in case you get the 3. And then leave him on the 4. So if you sway a little closer, then you'll get the 3, you'll get him. On a 4, you'll get Vulcan as well.
So where's the point?
That right here, right there.
The point's right there.
Okay.
I want to flip it over to the skull for death.
There we go. So
Over the bombardment, it's on point.
2d6 inches.
Yep.
10.
Oh, you got it. Yeah, that's. I was hoping for the little, so that's every. It's all enemy units or all units?
So it says,
Read that fancy thing. It says, using the strategy of your shooting phase, and if an Inquisitor model from your army is on the battlefield, select 1 point on the battlefield and roll a d6 for each unit within 2d6 of that point. Subtracting
unit.
Yep, subtracting 1 from the result of the being, if it's a character on a 4+. It does not say enemy. So what's your distance?
I would say 100% both of those units.
Oh my gosh. So you actually, you called down the rain and hitting everybody. Like, that's the Inquisition for you.
It was actually, he was trying to get rid of the shield captain.
He doesn't like him. They had some words before this battle.
Who are you rolling for first?
So I'm going to roll for my guys first just because of that.
We'll just point and roll.
So on a 4 up,
Infantry model or elite model?
3, so nothing.
Nope, and this one you need a 5 up on the shield captain.
5 up because of character. Nope.
Nope, okay, so we're moving on the Eradicators, a 4 up. Oh, keep it in box.
On 5.
That is a yes.
That is a yes. D3 mortal wounds.
D3 is 3.
Oh, nice. Pulls a model, even beautiful. I'll pull this one on the end. It's not a multi-melter, not the sergeant.
Okay.
And then the Vulcanistan.
Pick which Vulcan.
Yep.
That's on a 5. 5.
Nope. Nope. Okay. And then the unit of Firstborn.
Nope.
Nope. And then on Braith Ashmantle.
That's true.
Yes.
You needed a 5. Got a 6?
Got a 6.
Beautiful. So D3 mortal wounds.
I can't believe
It is 2.
2. So feel no pains on 5s.
all of them are within 12 barely. I'm gonna drop everything in here.
Go for it.
Okay, so we
Denied 1, and 1 goes through. So he's down to 5 wounds.
Roger.
And that was beautiful. So killed an Eradicator with it, and knocked Braith down another notch.
And you guys did something else.
Nope. Yeah, so that was a
That's a win?
win.
So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this out because I wanted to see how cool this is on your Eradicators. Is we're going to do 1 CP for superior fire patterns,
Oh, yes, yes, with the Venetary.
and we are also going to do,
okay, come on.
I don't remember which one it is. It basically makes some 6s auto wound.
Explode or auto wound?
Auto wound.
Down to 2.
I don't know if that.
Right here.
Yep, Blood Game Veterans. Got
That's
it.
it.
Got
So
it.
we're going to do superior fire power
And Blood Game Veterans.
We're
You're
going
spending 2
down to
command
7.
points? Down to 7? Because that last one was free.
Yes. And now, are you spending the CP to do that thing where I
The
can
targeting thing?
closest?
You'd still be closest to them, so there's really no point at this point to make them, because you are closest to them, so it really doesn't matter too terribly much. This model would be in or out, and you're still, closer than 10. So it doesn't really matter at this point. And I don't have a lot of command points left anyway.
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to split fire.
Sounds good.
And put 2 into this and 2 into that.
Sounds good.
Okay, and so that is going to...
-1, so we can't.
All right. So this is what we're looking at. So 6s already explode with their pistols.
Correct.
And
So now 6s explode and auto wound, so you just move them into the wound pool.
yes.
Nice.
Okay, and so hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s.
Yep.
First
So we
into the
captain that.
Eradicators.
And you're doing 3 into the Eradicators.
I'm doing
2 of the guys?
2 of the guys in them.
And 2 into the firstborn. Got it. And these are 2 damage apiece, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all these guys.
Rocking and rolling. Got cocked one. Give me over to roll that.
Okay.
Death Threads, I've never
Okay. So we have 1/1 to reroll.
Yep.
I gave them.
Okay.
And that's what Custodes do. I love it.
3 6s. So those auto wound,
Yep, just go ahead and set those aside in the wound pool.
and then I roll 3 more.
Is it extra hits or extra rolls to hit?
When resolving an attack made with this weapon, an unmodified hit roll of 6 scores an additional hit.
So you just put 3 more in that pile, and then roll for wound. Yep.
Okay.
Custodes coming in hot.
Oh man, this is just 2 Custodes firing.
This is strength 6 to
T5.
so 3s.
Yep.
Got Copper Land Raider.
Okay, 2 misses.
not bad, and they're -2.
3, 6, 9 wounds at AP -2, 2 flat damage.
And 9. Right on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 2 apiece. Hold on.
I won't get the headshot because you're not a character.
So one more, you got it.
Is a minus.
I didn't hit that many 5s, so that wipes the unit.
4. Eradicator's down.
Eradicator's down.
Damage button.
Let's go.
That's a blow to deal with that.
And then the other 2 into the firstborn.
Yep.
And not have to worry about that.
So the
So those are 2 separate units?
allows you to.
No, he can split fire. That's what he decided to do at the beginning. He gave them all the buffs, and then 2 go into this. There's only 2. Well, 2 of those killed 3 Eradicators. That's how strong their firepower is.
So you got
These are the Vinatari. Yep.
Reroll the 2 1s.
Yep. More 6s?
Okay. 1 6.
1 6. Okay. So 1 auto wound and put another 1 in the pool. You got it.
And then this is on 3s.
Yep.
Oh, there's the ones. Oh, wow.
Kill you also as well.
All right, so 4.
4. And these ones are behind cover, so they're going to get an armor save increase to 2. But so it's -2 knocks them to 4. So here you go. 4s. I did save 2 of them. So 2 models down. So it was. Oh, sorry, Bob. You are now the first to die.
Named Bob.
No, yeah, Bob's got a history of killing.
The rock.
Yeah, that rock has been used to kill a riptide.
I will now put the Melta into your dreadnought, the Virtus Shield Captain into your dreadnought.
So, 5 up.
What is his name again?
So there's a small. It's a Brer Eshmel.
Do I
So
need to put it in
he's
him?
still within 3 inches. And 9. No, you're good. You can choose. Fire away.
Okay. So
Melta shot.
2 rerolling ones, hit, and then wound.
Terminators? Yeah.
4.
So that'll go
AP -4. Your
So invo save. 5 up.
3 damage.
Did not get it damage.
damage is 4.
So it's down to 3 because I feel duty eternal. So feel no pains on 5s. He felt 1 of those. So he's down to 4.
Where the, how many guys are
Okay. They shot. So these guys are going to do this one cool thing. So I'm going to fire both profiles into this.
Mm-hmm.
So they're only hitting on 3s.
It's -1 to hit when they fire both. It's like a combi weapon.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Now these Forge World Custodes are just like all the fun toys, you know what I mean? So if you have the money to buy Forge World and play with Custodes, they just have so many more options that are opened up that way. You get to play in so many different ways. Because before they were really a punchy army, and now they actually have enough guns to do both. They're always going to be punchy, but now they can shoot and punch, which is taking benefit of both of those 2+ to hit and to shoot profiles, the ballistic skill and the weapon skill.
So the Sagittarian Guard are going. I'm going to roll first for the Bolter profile, which is Assault 3. And so we got 9 shots going into it. Hitting on 3s, so those all miss.
He's gonna try and pop another tank, huh?
Okay, strength 4.
You should be able to.
And now this is Strength 5, but I'm
T7.
7.
Yep.
So 5s. And so we only have 2.
Only 2 on the -2.
-1.
-1. So 4s and failed them both. Look at that. So we're down
2
to
flat damage.
Yep, we're down to 6 wounds on that tank then.
And now for the
Yeah, it's Custodes standard bolt guns are.
it's basically a disintegrator gun.
Oh,
And so 3s,
Yeah, so we fire the bolt guns first to do 4 damage to the tank.
and only 1 went through. I had 2 1s. And then this is 5 to T7, so, and that went through. This is AP -3.
So it's going to be a 6. Cheeky 6 here.
Get it.
Nope, not today. Okay, so 3 flat damage will take him all the way down to 3, which keeps him just above the minimum profile, but...
My rerolls.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah.
so Jonathan, which one or why do we stand behind units?
Last 2 that are alive, or these 2? Like I said, it was a shot and a chance. I don't know if that was a very good choice, and obviously it doesn't feel like it at this point, but, you know.
There's sword pistols into him.
Seems good.
It's just pistol 2.
There's sword pistols?
Yes. So if you look at the model, the sword and board still has a bolter built into the sword on the side of it. So it's a storm bolter.
If you want to show it to the camera.
Yeah, there's an extra storm bolter on the built into the pistol.
So here's like,
Yeah, most of us know. First time having Custodes here. I remember this.
So hitting on twos. Oh, two miss.
Was this the dead model?
That's the dead one. He's on the shelf.
On the shelf. Yep.
You killed him.
Hey, I killed one model.
And then this is only.
Can't bring a sword to a gunfight.
I don't want to talk about it.
This is only strength 4, toughness 7, so 5s. Only one, no AP, single damage.
I thought they had AP Dag 1.
Not on the
Pistols, got it. Okay, so 3 up? Oh, any minute. Okay, yay.
all day.
Yeah, a little bit late. I would have liked the cheeky 6 against the heavier damage output, the flat 3.
We'll go ahead and do the Virtus Praetors into the, is that a Manicore?
Yes.
Into the Manticore. So, twos.
This is where he was going to die. So it was a move out and shoot.
Rolling, both go through.
Yeah.
AP minus 4.
Yeah, no armor save. So damage, hot.
7.
It has 10 left, so it's still alive for now. So 7 will go down to 3 until you charge it, which should be able to waste it. Your charge distance there is pretty good.
Now, I believe he's actually closer.
Yeah, that'll be a 5-inch charge to make an easy one.
They're closer, so I can't target either of the characters, correct?
Correct. Well, actually, Vulcan is out of 3 inches.
But I believe they...
It doesn't matter. Vulcan is out of 3 inches now, so he's not getting character protection anymore. So
even with that, if... Oh, because of the... That's right.
the changes to the rules in 9th edition for character protection, we literally have to be within 3. Now, I probably should have pulled this guy instead of this guy, which is a simple mistake, but we're just going to show real quick how pulling specific models in a unit actually really benefits you. So if I would have pulled this model instead of this model, the one that was here, I would have still had it. But then I would have lost it on Brearth, and the one I wanted to cover was Brearth, so I had to make a choice. So I chose to cover Brearth as opposed to covering Vulcan, because Vulcan is not on his list of things that needs to die, or my list of things that needs to stay alive. I mean, it's on his list of things to die, but not on my list of things to stay alive, so he's sacrificial. He's got a 3-up invul save too, so we'll hope for the best.
That's why we...
You are -1 to hit, though.
Correct. The thing is that out, John, real quick, I've never seen these before. So when you measure the charge for these, do you go from the whole of the thing or the base?
No, it's the base, but we're just under 6 inches from the closest model to the tank, so it's going to be a 5-inch charge to make it successful. I kind of like, when you move, I try and look for those things to see what number I'm going to need, so I know to expect it.
And so we're going to put the Spinicus bolt launcher into...
That's the one on the fist?
That's actually this one.
The little fancy, tiny little missile rack.
It basically... It's missiles that are basically bolters.
It fired 12 times, if I remember right?
They fired 5, but...
Twice. You get to fire twice. You used to be able to fire twice. Now it's been errated to just firing 10 shots.
Yes.
I remember that.
It's if it moves, then it fires... Or if it doesn't move, it fires 10, but it just fires 5 because he moves.
Because you move. That's right. It is based on movement.
They got everything. Missile, bolter.
Oh, they got all kinds of
swords.
Dude, this is Custodes. They got all the toys. Okay, so the only other army that gets as many toys as these guys do, in my opinion, is Death Watch. And hopefully in the next month or so, when we get the heavy intercessors in, I'll be able to finish painting that army and have those on the table. Death Watch have not when you step into Forge World, they get all of the toys.
So we're putting that into him, and so I'm not able to... I'll put that into the Dreadnought. I'm going to put the Arachnus Storm Cannon beam into the Dreadnought.
All right, so the Dreadnought is covered by character protection. Okay, so he's the one that's still within a unit of 3 guys.
So I have to put it into him.
Or fire something else first to knock this to below 3 models.
Oh!
So if you knock this to below 3 models, then you open up the ability to fire to him.
But you have to declare it all at once. And
Okay, so what I'm saying is he hasn't rolled any of the dice for this model yet.
I'll fire something.
So if you fire another unit, like these guys here, which I think have a 24-inch range, am I right?
I will check that.
Your Praetors, or not Praetors,
Long's Custodian, they are 24-inch range.
24-inch range. So you can fire those, and if you kill one more model, you remove the character protection.
So we will try that.
Hammer down.
All hit?
Yep. All you gotta do is
-1.
Oh, it is -1 because you're firing through it, but so you hit on 3.
So that one did not hit.
Oh, okay.
So 2 hit.
Yep. Okay. All you gotta do is kill 1. That's all that matters.
And then this is 3s. Right through.
Both of them. And they're AP minus right 1. AP -1. So we go back up for the 1 armor because it doesn't ignore cover. So I'll have a 3-up. 2 times on a 3-up. Marines.
Come on, Marines.
Oh, double 1s. My dice are on it today. It's beautiful. All right, so we are going to actually pull him, and to prevent from running, I think we're going to pull... I'm actually going to take the chance, and we'll pull the sergeant. So I've lost 4 models, which is that dangerous range for Space Marines, as we discovered with the last Space Wolf play. The 5 or 6 will cause that last model to run off the board.
See,
But I did pull the Sergeant because I like my heavy bolter and the mortal wounds it can produce.
Tactics, see now what you're doing.
Now you can target whatever you want.
so now we'll put the Spinnacus bolt into him, and we'll put the Arachna Storm Cannon beam
Into the
him.
Dreadnought. Sounds like a plan.
Rerolling ones on both for
At the end of.
So in the range.
Okay, cool.
rerolling the 1.
Yeah, it's called. Where is that? Oh, it's actually.
Cocked.
Roll it up. It happens. These dice trays are a little angled. It happens from time to time.
And then he is toughness 8,
7.
toughness 7. So 3s, rerolling 1s. Oh, and 2. So 1 went through, 1 did not.
Okay. And negative a bunch, 4, if I remember right.
Super cool.
AP -4, yes.
Yeah, so 5 up inboard. I rolled a 1, and the damage is how much?
Flat 3.
I think we'll sit on that. So it drops to flat 2, and I'll take 2 5 up, feel no pains.
Get him.
I got 1, so 1 goes through. So he's down to 3.
Dreadnought coming after these
Oh, he's on fire with that one. That's a beautiful model.
And then the Spinnacus into Vulcan. Yep.
Dreadnought didn't work.
Now that is -1, correct?
Correct,
Because of
firing
that.
through this.
So
So
2
hitting up-
misses.
Yep.
So do you just want
That
to
does it
get
nice,
a little bit around this?
Oh, rerolling the 1s because of Trajan.
Yep.
Okay.
And doubled again. 1 went through because it is
Only
strength
one?
5 to toughness.
4. He's a
So
Marine.
1 went through.
So 3 up invul. I'm going to kick back over to the dice boxes.
It's only AP -1.
Oh, well, 2 up armor, 3 up armor. So it goes to 3 up either way. So I rolled a 6. He's enjoying being a salamander, wearing the cloak of his Primarch. Kokon.
So I believe that's everything shot for me.
Yeah, this is where it starts to feel good.
And so let's go ahead and we'll just start with the charges.
Custodes coming in hot.
Oh yeah.
We'll just go ahead and do the Virtus Praetors into the Manticore.
Yep, no Overwatch on that fun guy. You needed a 5? Oh, did you roll a 3?
I rolled a 3.
Oh my
I
goodness.
will force myself to command reroll that.
I
because
think you should. That's one of those models that you need to keep the momentum going. Just keep rolling into it.
4.
A 4 is still shy. You failed? He rolled a 3 into a 4 with a command reroll. Wow.
That just means, see, it meant to be.
Hey, he gets another missile, he gets to fire.
That's it. It's one of those we got to see that big money up on.
Well, it didn't. It rolled hot, and he lost his opportunity. He's like, please, one more chance. Please, one more chance. The Emperor protects. The Emperor protects.
We're going to go ahead and put these Custodian Guard into this tank.
Into the Chimera, and it has 3 wounds remaining. You are an OS unit, correct?
Yes.
Got it.
Objective secured. So we need a 5. 4 again.
And you
can't reroll because it's already
I
rerolled.
use it. Now the only ones that have the reroll are him because of Eternal Penitent and that shield cap because of that is it. So
Is he charging into the shield?
we're gonna go ahead and do the shield captain into your dreadnought because
I am gonna fire Overwatch there.
I totally would.
For 1 command point, Flamers, we're actually going to do a couple of things because I want to try and put some damage down before it gets there. So we're actually going to spend, he's T6 on the bike, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to spend, do I blow them all? I can blow the wad here. Why the hell not? We'll blow the wad, go big or go home. So we're going to max out the number of flame shots. All right. Or, do mortal wounds. He's got 6 or 7 wounds. 7 wounds, correct?
Well, except for he has the Indomitable Constitution.
So he goes to 9 wounds?
So he is at 9 wounds and he has the superior creation, so he's also boring on 5s.
With a 3 up invul.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very tough character to kill. I think we'll just fire the Overwatch. I think that's a better, safer bet. I may kick me in the butt. We'll just see. We'll go for number of shots instead of maxing it.
Real quick, what is the strength on the flamer?
It's a strength 6, neg 2 damage flamethrower.
Okay.
So it's not major. I was hoping for better. I use this quite frequently to kill the jump pack Marines that come at me with lightning claws and storm shields. They work really well. But I did roll a 7, which is an average. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Here we go. Any 4s? Do it. I did not get a lot of them. Just 2. So you got 2 that went through. That's it.
It was AP
Neg 2. So you're still falling on the invul. By the way,
1 went through.
2 damage.
Because you have like
But do you feel no pains on a 5?
Oh, yes.
Because of the fancy constitution.
And so I ignored one.
Beautiful.
That puts him down to, oh, I have that.
And the distance needed for a charge, I think, is a 9. It is. It is a 9. You will have to roll hot to get there.
Now let's see if you get a successful charge.
Yeah, I know. He fails the short ones. He's going to make the long one. That's what's going to happen here.
And that would totally make sense.
Boys, let me show you how it's done.
You guys you just have to do it. Come on. So, and he does have the ability to re-roll this field.
So a 9 on the re-roll is pretty much a good average.
8.
You need a re-roll. You get the re-roll free because of the bite thing. And then he rolls a double 1. So you have successfully rolled a 3 into a 4 when you needed a 5, and a double 1 on a re-roll here. I think this turn we can call it a failed charge turn.
I'm going to say that was as epic a failed charge as I think it gets. I didn't make a single charge.
You got any more?
That's it. I mean, I could try.
I would bet you're off the points.
And that's why it's like, no, I'd rather leave him there.
That was beautiful.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Those things do happen.
That is the end of my turn.
So what's John?
So he did kill one. Oh, I gotta make a leadership check here. Yep. Hold on. Salamander, remember the fancy 5 or 6 is gonna take off. I did roll a 6, so he runs away. So,
What do we have here, Jeff?
well, hold on. I needed to make sure this. It counts for a number of points. He did not kill any more characters this turn, but he did. He didn't quite make behind enemy lines this turn. This is the key turn where you needed to kind of make charges to make behind enemy lines. The line breaker. Yep. So he didn't get any line breaker points. But that being said.
I popped the Chimera, the Eradicators, and
the firstborn. So 3 units. Very unlikely that I'm going to kill 3 units this turn.
What about assassinate? Nothing?
No, that's what I'm saying. None of the characters were
So no
down.
points right now. So at the beginning of Salamander, or controlled by water, we have
10.
I have 2, so I get 10 points. Yep. And you only have 1, so I actually get 15.
Oh, correct.
I get 15 at the beginning of my turn because he is only on 1 objective due to the failed charges.
Yeah, that was just amazing.
Failed charge here, or charge here would have made it and taken my the OS away from my Breath, and taken Breath away. A successful charge here would have taken that away from me as well, I think.
I should have charged the Ventari. That was a poor decision, but it was one of those where I was like, I failed everything.
The Venatari, if he was drawing the Overwatch for the Venatari, still same distance to 9 if you want to try it.
No.
All right. You're gonna take a fall at a fall.
Stick with it.
Take a fall at a fall.
If it's a fall, quit trying to jump off.
That's fair enough.
15 to Jeff's 8 after you get your primaries on your turn 2.
Correct. So turn 2, primaries trigger, and then I have to command point up. Oh yeah, get that to 3. Here we go. That's the only drawback to running 3 triple patrol. I get to play with my soup and all the fun models that I like to play with. I lose out on a lot of the chapter-specific benefits. But yeah, I like to play with all my toys. So
what are you going to do here, John?
well, this turn is my reserve turn. So I'm looking at where I'm going to put. I need to get my corners control. I kind of want to force the bikes off if I can. I don't really have much else as far as damage there to finish them. So I know it's a long shot. The guardsmen are going to try and push for objectives and just like die a horrible death, which is pretty standard. I do need to get my second scrambler this turn, so I'll probably either do mid-game or backfield scrambler with the other guard unit in reserve. But I'll walk you through it as I go. So,
Jeff, what went well on your turn and what went not so well?
So the shooting, they did amazing on their shooting. The Spirit Fire pattern, those Ventari are extremely effective, especially against Space Marines. Honestly, everything went really well. The charge was just such an epic fail. It was one of those. It was like,
yeah, it was one of those.
You ever been in that situation where you're punching the punching bag, and then all of a sudden you go and the punching bag's not there, and you just hyperextend your arm? That's exactly what just happened.
You are just out of an inch, so I can't come round up on that objective to take that away from you. So I think I'm just going to position a little farther so that he gets in that quarter, because that was my problem in the last turn. So he's going to move on forward a little bit more. You know what? We may actually do it this way.
To try and force them to have to.
Yeah, a little bit of move blocker. You really have to open it, and it gives me an opportunity to put more models on the objective for OS count at the end.
Yep.
I do want to come play with the toys that I have left before they all die. So we are going to come in and have some fun with it. He's going to fancy on forward 6.
Custodes been wrecking house so far.
They are doing amazing at what they do. Vulcan is going to, however, he's just being Vulcan, he's going to make a run for it. So he's going to move his 6 plus the 4. Oh, sorry, I didn't roll in the box. There's a 4, but it's a 4.
Hey, even better.
Yeah, we'll take it.
No, take the
So
6.
it's the 12. He's going to try and mosey on over to an objective here. And I'm sorry.
Orders.
Yes, no, not orders. Command reroll. I was outside of anything within 6, so he didn't have any triggers. He could only do it to himself. Because it is core or character unit, so he's doing it to himself. He's going to reroll hits, and wounds with this heavy flamer. Gotcha. Nothing terribly fancy, but that's the way it goes. No, I don't have sword guns, sir. That's very specific to the Custodes.
Custodes are the guys that
Do Custodes have a way, I played against Space Wolves a lot. The bike out of sequence, that's right. I remember that.
Dive is, but it's only if they are not in. If you charge them, I can't do swooping dive.
Oh, I don't plan on charging them, but you do. I was asking when it triggered. I think it triggers during my charge phase,
Or during your charge phase, and I'll tell you right now that is the plan.
that's. Then I'm like, wait a minute. I know you got a stratagem that all kinds of fun. So we're going to back this guy up to this corner, exposing him to that fancy dreadnought, and I may actually put damage downwind to a dreadnought instead. We'll see.
So it's at the end of your charge phase.
Got it. So after I charge, with my guardsmen, which are coming your way.
Yep.
So they're going to actually run, because Talarn can run without penalties, so we're going to do all those fun things. It's 2. I'm going to roll it in the box. Well, it's a 4. Okay, so roll it into the box. Guardsmen.
3, 4.
Come on, boys. The fight is this way. And I'm actually going to trail back around so that just in case, for whatever reason, the sergeant is still alive, he'll be standing on that objective.
That is awesome.
He's not going to be, but, that's a fool's hope.
Have faith.
Ah, yes, faith.
Remember, it was the one guardsman that saved the emperor.
So, I kind of need to make a push back. Now, I've noticed fighting against Custodes, center of the field, is not really the place you want to push. But I do have to bring some heat to another quarter, so I need my quarters. So we're going to bring in the aggressors on this flank at the end of the movement. Oh, end of the movement. I have orders. I'm actually going to do a reroll 1s for him this turn instead of a move shoot. Okay. So he's going to do the take aim. I think it's the take aim stratagem. Gotcha. It's reroll the one reroll ones to hit. Yep. All right. So this unit is going to flank in 6. That should get me.
I love when they did that to where you were able to come in on the flanks.
Correct. And I did gain back to 3. We're set there. All right. So we're going to do something. You can't box in a flying unit, but we're going to try it anyway. Just because I need a midfield scramble, I think. So I'm going to bring in the.
So George,
Do I want to do backfield scramble? I want to do backfield scramble. Do it. I'll do backfield scramble. Yes, the first scramble in the first turn was with the firstborn back behind those barrels. And then this will be... These guys are just going to move in from the flank and scramble for a second.
Is that easy for your scramble, so you know what you have?
Yeah, keep track of the number of what how many I've done. So I put them right here on the nexus. We're down to our second scrambler. We've done one in our deployment zone, one in our opponents, and then as long as they don't die for whatever reason, no swooping dive this far away.
No, it's outside of 12.
Yep, and then
Just a hair.
it also helps with the gauge on all fronts, which is kind of a key for what I'm trying to do anyway. But I have to put some more pain down. That's not enough pain. Bring more.
Yeah, he has them all numbered and everything. It's crazy.
What?
That's it.
Now I just put the squad markings on the shoulder pads. I played around with what you call it, decals.
So
and
water
then-
transfer?
water transfer before I put on the snow effects and the dusting, so you put it underneath it, and then just using Insta-Solar, Insta-Set.
Little.
Well, they blow themselves up a lot, and he has one of his heavy units with a guy with his arm in a cast.
Oh yeah, one of my missile launchers has got it wounded. I made little dioramas with every single weapons platform, but they're not good right now, so they sit on a shelf looking pretty at home.
But that also goes to show you, when you're doing it, Matt, you've got skills, just like how this is painted.
Yes.
You're doing amazing. Amazing artwork.
I used to go to tournaments a lot back before COVID, and I went to win painting competitions more than to and have great games, because I always try to have a great game. That's bottom for me.
See that down there? He did that too. See that? Yeah, I can pick that up. See that? Goes that purple.
Oh yeah, that was fun, dude. And when I finish, I've got the rest of his Necron at my house right now. That's the one I'm working on right now.
And then I went and bought more Carrion, so he's gonna.
Yeah, Morty's on the list. I was wondering if you were going to bring that fun guy.
That Nightbringer, it hurt my feelings.
It is kind of a Dana Custodes.
See, this is one of the first things he did for me, and it blew me away. Was look at this. This is one of the first things he ever did for me. Look at the computer screens in front of there.
Yeah, see, that's a gift.
Yeah,
That's a gift right there.
Actually, that's a gift of technical paint. All right, so
Yeah.
those birds need to die, because if they drive around all day, I'm going to have all kinds of fun, and I won't be able to control the board with the mobility of these models. So the end of the movement is where all the command rolls trigger. So we're going to do commands. I'm actually going to spend one additional command. I have a command rod with him, so he's going to give the same order to both of these models, which is reroll ones to wound. Just bring it down, I believe. It does have reroll ones to hit naturally because of it. I'm going to spend one more command point to give the final order to... I'm down to 2 now. Give a final order to the third squad. So these are all painted up like the clone troopers. So I got Rex's squad, the Bad Batch, and Cody's squad. 3 different units in color succession.
That's awesome.
And they're gonna pick on your Praetors here, and they're gonna try and deal with that.
So I am going to spend the 2 command points for the
Transhuman.
No, for the Emperor's Auspex.
Oh,
So
you're
you
fire.
cannot do any rerolls targeting them.
Got it. So no rerolling hits and no rerolling wounds.
And you cannot use a CP reroll.
So you would. When does that trigger exactly? Because was it before or after I spent the command point for?
So
the,
I'm going to say take back the 1 command point
because
because
it's just an extra order. It's when they're targeted. If it's when they're targeted, then I don't get that option.
So I'm gonna put all the power systems in the truck. and all the
I completely forgot about my loading system too.
It's all right. We'll look it up. We got time.
I was going to say Emperor's Auspex.
Emperor's Auspex.
There it is.
Any phase. So use this stratagem in any phase when an Adeptus Custodes unit in your army is chosen as a target of an attack. So I get all my orders in before I choose my target for attack. So I did have to spend and go as if forcing your hand to do so. So you do get to spend your command points. 2 command points triggered, tick down.
So I'm down to 4.
But I have no rerolls, which is actually really, really solid against that unit.
Plasma, right?
That's my plasma, yep. So we're going to try to blow some guardsmen up. Because we are overcharging the crap out of this plasma.
You're still powering in.
Still powering in. Here we go.
I'll sacrifice the guardsman if you ask to.
I do it all the time.
They're guardsmen.
They are guardsmen, exactly. That's their job. The number of guardsmen that have lost their lives in service to the Emperor outnumbers the stars. So, we're going to start with the captains. Each have a plasma pistol, and we're going to be overheating that guy, so we'll fire that guy first. We're going to start with Cody's squad, see if Cody does any good. Cody dies, that was awesome. And then the 2 units behind him are within rapid fire range. And one of them will die. I should have rolled them separately because I can't re-roll it. But one definitely dies. I got 3 hits though. So 3 hits with the plasma there. I did get 3 wounds. So 3 wounds on your invul save.
Okay.
What's your invul save?
Invul 4.
Yeah, the whole army is basically 4 up.
And 1 goes through.
So that'll finish off the wounded model.
Yep. And we're going to let that happen.
Yep, and then we got the 2 rifles shots at long range. Both of those hit, and we're going for wounds on 6s. There's a wound there, though, from the regular hot shot las rifle. Hot
This
sauce.
is AP?
AP Meg 3 because of Lambda Alliance.
Oh, that's right. So 4 up. Got it on a 5.
There you go. Fantastic. So squad number Cody died and the plasma exploded in that one. Now we're going to do into the bad batch. Let's see how they do. Bad batch. Sergeant doesn't die. So the first one with the plasma gun doesn't die. Second one with the plasma gun does not die. Okay, so we got 3 more hits again.
Sending you down to 13.
There you go for the wounds. I did get 2 wounds this time, only 2. Okay, so 2 damage apiece.
1 is saved. 1 goes through. That one I will CP reroll.
Okay, so there's your 1 CP reroll on it.
This is my
And we got it. Saved.
Got it. So these are the hot shots.
16.
1 hit. Need a 6 again. Not happening. Okay.
16.
Here we go with the next one. Sergeant
You are
does not overheat and hits. Next one. Does die and fails. He's going to fall over. And the last one. Does hit, but dies as well.
Why the sacrifice?
When you take away the rerolls, it really affects how well they can do their damage. So we got 2 hits with plasma. So I think this is a game of exactly what not to do against Custodes. So we got 1 more wound with the plasma there. Okay.
John's teaching tactics.
I am.
That one goes through.
So 2 damage.
Okay. That drops 1 back down to 2.
Negative nothing, right?
negative nothing. Next turn there'll be negative 1. If they survive.
Okay.
All right. So then the hot shot last from that team. Oop, 1 in the box. 2 hit and 6s. There's a 6. Another -3. Single damage though.
That one goes through.
Oh wow.
Dropping him down 2.
2-1. I'll roll.
If you'll put the skull up because he's prepped for death.
Yep. This squad is going to target that squad next, because we are not afraid. Plasma is overcharging, of course, and firing 2 shots rapid fire. I think we're going to lead with the last rifles because we got a single wound here, so try and maximize the casualties. Tactical. So -3. So pistols within range. So 3 guys have died. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shots. 5 failed hits. 6 failed hits.
When's called?
I'm going to say that, yeah.
When you bring your boys down,
Both safe. 6
Beautiful.
to 4.
Okay, so I do have to fire the plasma and hope for the best. Overcharge. And 1 hit.
they can't shoot. Okay.
Does wound.
And saves.
Ah, of course he does.
I got my own charges.
All right, so
Times are showing up.
they are, and that's where it's like I just have to worry about. I'll come back to that. It was a little less. That defensive stratagem there was pretty key.
Anything that shoots at it?
Anything that shoots, reroll.
Even the manticore.
Yes, anything that targets him now can't reroll. Manticore doesn't have a natural reroll and doesn't have any master of ordnance around it, so it doesn't get to reroll.
Command point, you can't even.
Yeah, no, I can't even command point reroll.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I don't have many to play with, so we're going to lead with him into them.
Okay.
Number of shots with the flame storm cannons.
So it's your dreadnought into.
Dreadnought, I'm sorry, so Greyard into the Venatori. So, and he rolled hot. It looks like 11 shots of flame.
Only one guy won't get in.
So,
The flamer is rolling
It's
off.
getting warm in here.
and then winning your T5, so we're winning on 3s. Yep. And I failed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fails, so we got a grand total of 6 -2. So 6 fallen 4 ups.
4 up impulse. Oh, look at that. 4 went through.
So that's 2 damage apiece. That's 2 dead models.
Yep.
Because you have that fancy 3 wounds.
And what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2.
Seems good. I am going to fire his heavy flamer into the same unit.
Okay.
He does get to reroll hits and wounds, but it doesn't matter. I did get the 6. Look at that. The salamanders are on fire.
They're
Literally.
getting angry.
Yeah, they don't get angry. They're just getting even.
Oh, that's true. That's true. They get heated.
They're like elephants. They don't forget much. All right, so it's almost like having a book of grudges. So rerolling the hits are automatic. So rerolling the wounds. Oh, keep the dice in the box, Johnny. And you are T5, which means I will need 4s to wound you. So we have 3 hits and 1, no more additional. So I didn't reroll into any. So 3 more -1s. So you're on 3s. Okay.
The carry back here?
Single damage.
Oh. Single damage?
Single
We
damage.
got 1 on 1 wound. 2 went through.
Nice. So, more committed units. We're going to pull the... This is one that can happen at any time. Not during any phase, but at any time. So we're going to wait to see how many shots I pull out of these guys before I use their fancy 4+ mortal wound deal.
Okay.
So the first one, we'll start on the right. We'll just go down the line. First one's going to have 10 shots. Second one's going to have 5, 6, 7, 8 shots. And the third one's going to have 8 shots as well. So we'll do it on the 10-shot model. Okay. So any 4+ that the sergeant makes will be mortal wounds. That costs me 1 command point to do that. So I'm down to 1. No, that's it. 3, 6, 9, 10. Here we go. 4+ will cause mortal wounds in addition to normal damage. And I need 5s to wound you. So 4s cause mortal wounds. So 1, 2, 3. I did get the max cap on that. So for 3 mortal wounds. Okay. And then we have 2 regular armor saves on top of that. So I did kill one of these models. And I have 2 regular armor saves on top of the first guy firing. So, okay.
And 2 regular saves?
Yeah, 2 regular 2-ups. Okay. So it's just flamers, and I don't have any fancy settlement or shenanigans. Saves. Good. Next unit.
These would be 5.
5. So it only looks like 1. So 1 more save, and the last unit, the last model,
And that's saved?
and the last model did 5 wounds.
Oh, that's your leader, right?
The aggressors coming in now?
Yeah, but I killed one of these guys.
Oh, and 2 go through.
Yep, 2 damage.
2 damage each?
No, single damage. So just flamers.
So he's down to 1.
Sounds good. So we're going to next put this thing, we're going to keep the heat on. We're going to put double flamers into him. 2d6 flamer shots. Oh, there's 10 there. 2, 4, 6, 8.
They got tired of it.
See, you know, you push them hard enough, they do push back. And I wound on 4s, so that is pretty hot. There are 7 -1 armor saves to that unit. 7? 7 at -1 single damage. Heavy flamers. 7.
I still have the 3.
Okay, now I'm gonna go.
And you said -1?
Yes.
So 3 are going through.
And they are single damage.
And so that is, he is dead and he is on 1.
You're totally good.
Like, how powerful are they to
So that tank is still occupied. So the guys inside are going to grab a hold of this fancy lasgun array, and we're going to throw some lasguns at the same unit. Keep on going. They do still hit on 4s, though. They are guardsmen and wound on 5s. No, nothing. So they fire blindly into space, as usual for guardsmen. I'm kind of...
It looks like how it's aimed.
Yeah, that's about right.
The one that should be aimed at is aimed at.
He's just grabbing I usually put 4 Bulgars in these things on my guard army, and they like grab 2 guns each and just kind of shoot. So it's the same kind of results usually. I will, however, I have 1 tank left to fire. And I kind of need to put some hurt down on a couple of different things, but I don't want to leave you with stuff left waiting in the wind. And I didn't have a range. I fire the plasma cannons first. Number of shots? You only have 1 wound left, right? Coming through on the Praetor. Las cannon across my...
Oh yeah, 6 for days.
That was better than last time. Okay, so 12 shots and only 2 wounds last time, so winning on 3s. There are 3 wounds. That is way better than last time. These are flat 3 apiece. Okay. Yeah, missile number 2, come off and
this is on invul.
yeah.
Oh, 2 go through.
So it's flat 3 damage apiece. So 3 damage to this one, and then 3 damage to the next one.
So the next one's down to 1.
Yep. There you go, sir.
These bicycles are going.
And the heavy bolter as well, same target, which usually doesn't do anything, but he might. Nope, failed all those.
It's 4? Okay, so that's a 6 up.
One of the hybrids has 2.